Your metrics are green, your dashboards look perfect, and somewhere in the business, someone is asking whether IT adds any value at all. The service desk closed 94% of tickets on time, response targets met, volumes managed, and at the quarterly business review, the IT director was told the department was no longer fit for purpose. Both things were true at the same time. This isn't a one-off. It happens on projects, on service reviews, on transformation programs. The team delivers what was asked. The business feels let down, and nobody can quite explain why, because the metrics all look fine. 3 organizations, 3 different sectors, the same pattern, metrics green, confidence collapsing. This isn't a process failure, it's a value failure, and it starts before a single ticket is raised. The root cause isn't a badly configured service desk. It isn't a lack of automation or a staffing problem. It's that the entire operating model has been built around what IT can measure rather than what the business actually needs. That's where ITIL's first guiding principle comes in. Focus on value is the first ITIL guiding principle for a reason. Everything else, your processes, your tools, your governance, only matters if it connects back to this. Value is perceived by the consumer. It cannot be declared by the provider. So, what does value actually mean in an IT service context? It's not uptime. It's not response time. Value is the perceived benefit a consumer gets from using a service, and the word perceived matters because it belongs entirely to them, not to you. ITIL gives us a practical way to test value. Is the service fit for purpose? Does it actually do what the consumer needs it to do? And is it fit for use? Does it work reliably enough that people can depend on it? A service that does the right thing but fails constantly isn't valuable. A service that runs perfectly but solves the wrong problem isn't either. These 3 traps show up in almost every IT organization. They feel like performance management. They're actually value avoidance. You're measuring the work, not the worth. Service Mimir had a service catalog with over 200 entries. Most of them described IT components, servers, applications, connectivity. None of them described what the business actually needed to do. When they rebuilt the catalog around outcomes, the conversation with the business changed completely. This distinction between outputs and outcomes is where most IT organizations lose the plot. You can track every output perfectly and still have no idea whether you're creating value. The question is never, what did we deliver? It's always, what changed for the person we delivered it to? Lutis Health invested heavily in a patient portal. Availability was exceptional. Security was compliant. The development team was proud of what they'd built. Within 6 months, clinical staff had stopped using it and were managing patient data through workarounds. Nobody had asked them what they actually needed. Utility and warranty are the 2 lenses ITIL gives you to test whether a service is genuinely valuable. Utility is the functionality. Does it support what the consumer is trying to achieve? Warranty is the reliability. Is it available, secure, and consistent enough to be depended on? You need both. One without the other isn't value. It's a liability waiting to be discovered. Apply both tests to any service you currently run. Does it do what the consumer needs? Can they depend on it? If you can't answer both questions with confidence, you don't have a performance problem. You have a value problem. CalGrid's operations team could point to any metric and show it in green. Mean time to restore, first contact resolution, change success rate. Meanwhile, the public rating for their Citizen app sat at 1.8 stars. That gap doesn't appear overnight. It builds slowly, invisibly, while everyone watches the wrong numbers. These three costs compound each other. Trust erodes, budgets tighten, shadow IT grows. And at every stage, the IT team is working harder while the business drifts further away. This is where value misalignment ends up, if nobody catches it early. The shift this principle requires isn't technical, it's a change in starting position. Instead of asking, what can we build, you ask, what does the consumer need to achieve? Instead of asking, are our metrics green, you ask, are our consumers better off? That single reframe changes what you measure, what you build, and what you report. This is the rule. Before any service decision, a new build, a renewal, a review, you need to be able to answer one question. How does this create value for the person using it? Not for the IT team, not for the budget holder, for the consumer. If you can't answer that clearly, you're not ready to proceed. 3 actions. 1 service mapped to an outcome. 1 conversation with a consumer before your next review. 1 metric replaced with something that actually measures impact. None of these require a program. They require a decision. You don't need to wait for a new project or a framework rollout to apply this. Every service you run right now can be tested against this principle today. The question is whether you're willing to ask it. 3 ways to go further. Share your experience in the comments. The gap between IT metrics and business perception is real in almost every organization, and your example will help someone else. Check out the Mimir ITIL course for the full picture across all 7 principles. And this week, add 1 outcome question to 1 service review. Start there. Share your experience.